Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into a story that starts with a really ambitious goal. Build one new product every single week, but ends up revealing a massive choice that all of us are facing about the future of AI. So, fast forward to week 11 of this crazy challenge. The mission had become a lot more personal. It was all about tackling a really deep-seated problem for writers, and it led to a tool that makes a very specific, very important promise. So, the guy behind this, Nate, is on week 11, and he decides to go after something that was bugging him personally. All the little points of friction that kept interrupting his own creative work. You know that feeling, right? When you're totally in the zone, in that perfect state of flow, and then, bam, you have to stop to look something up or try to remember a detail from 3 chapters ago. That's the frustration he zeroed in on. So, his solution was Author AI. And this thing isn't just another writing tool that spits out text. No, it's designed to remember you, to collaborate with you. It's like having your own personal writing team in the background, with different AI agents handling creativity, research, and all of it tapping into a memory of your unique style. And let me tell you, building this was not a walk in the park. It took a really unique way of thinking. He had to dive super deep, all the way down into low-level Rust code just to solve some tricky data problems. It really shows you that builder's mindset, solving things from the absolute ground up. But here's where things get really interesting. To build an AI with a great memory, Nate realized he first had to understand the exact opposite, memorylessness. And that sent him down this incredible rabbit hole into a 100-year-old math debate that, believe it or not, is the key to so much of our modern tech. He got completely hooked on something called Markov chains, and the origin story here is just wild. It basically started from this massive argument between 2 Russian mathematicians over free will and God. One of them set out to mathematically prove the other wrong, and in the process, he created this idea of a memoryless system that literally changed the world. And this is the cool part. He didn't just bury his head in a textbook. He actually used AI as his study buddy. He was having full-on conversations with GPT-5's voice model, asking questions, exploring what-ifs, and connecting the dots between this forgotten piece of history and the tech we use every single day. So, discovery number 1, you're not going to believe this. This memoryless math was a secret weapon for the Manhattan Project. The Monte Carlo method they used to figure out how much uranium they needed for the atomic bomb, yep, that's a direct application of Markov chains. And they called it that because the lead scientist's uncle loved to gamble in Monte Carlo. Wild, right? Then he finds out that the exact same math is what made Google, well, Google. The original PageRank algorithm, the thing that let them completely crush Yahoo in the early days, it was pure Markov chain magic. It just treated the entire web as a giant collection of states or pages and transitions, which are the links between them. And if you're thinking, okay, atomic bombs and Google, that's pretty abstract. Check this out. It even explains something as everyday as shuffling a deck of cards. The reason it takes exactly 7 shuffles to get a truly random deck, that was mathematically proven using Markov chains. It's all about reaching a perfectly mixed-up state. So this whole journey, it started with building a simple product, went down this crazy math rabbit hole, and ended up at this huge philosophical crossroads. It forced a realization about the very nature of the AI tools we're all so excited about. And then, 2 things just clicked together for him. First, he sees this video about companies that are deeply regretting their rush to replace human workers with AI. And right around the same time, he stumbles across this really, really sobering chart about AI's accuracy in medicine. And what he realized is that this isn't just about good or bad AI. It's about 2 totally different philosophies for how we build with it. On one side, you have the goal of replacing the human, total automation. On the other, you have the goal of amplifying the human, putting our creativity right at the center. These are 2 paths to 2 completely different futures. Okay, and this is that chart. Take a look at this. This is the stark reality of that replace mindset in action. You've got board-certified radiologists with 83% accuracy. That's pretty good. Now look at the frontier AI models. One is at 30%, the other is at 3%. That's worse than just flipping a coin. It's not just failing, it's actively dangerous. And that's exactly why the Amplify approach is so powerful. It's a total shift in thinking. In this world, the human is always the creative director, the boss. The AI, it becomes your super-powered research assistant, your fact-checker, your continuity editor, all these roles that support you, not replace you. Okay, so this is all great philosophy, but what do we do with it? How do we actually put this into practice? Well, that brings us to a brand new model for how to not just survive, but really thrive in this new age of AI. See, the game isn't about trying to be a better cog in the machine than an AI. You'll lose that game every time. The real goal is to become what Nate calls an AI polymath. You're not one of the violinists anymore. You're the conductor of the entire orchestra of AIs. And being that conductor means you need a whole new kind of skill set. It's not just about knowing how to code anymore. It's about thinking like a product owner, designing systems, and, this is crucial, mastering how to collaborate, both with other people and with your new AI partners. And this isn't just theory. This is the actual 6-step framework he teaches to high school students now. And look at how it's structured. It's brilliant. The first 4 steps, all human. Thinking, designing, the core coding, collaborating with other humans. Then, and only then, in step 5, do you bring in the AI to amplify that solid foundation you've already built. I love this way of thinking about it, adapted from Naval Ravikant. Code and media are these incredible levers that let one person do the work of 1,000. Well, AI, that's the third lever. It's a massive, almost unimaginable new force multiplier for our own abilities. Which brings us right back to that choice, that big crossroads. Every single time we build something with AI, or even just choose which AI tool to use for a task, we're casting a vote. We're deciding which one of those 2 futures we want to help create. So I'll leave you with this question to think about for yourself. As you look at your own work, your own craft, your own creativity, what will you choose? Are you looking for a replacement, or are you looking for an amplifier?